Episode 1 of Delicious in Dungeon opens with an origin story centered around a tiny village. A cataclysmic event shakes the village when a fissure erupts within its catacombs, unveiling a man claiming to have once ruled the Golden Country. He recounts how everything was prosperous until a mage spell submerged the land underground, trapping everyone. With a promise to grant the kingdom to whoever vanquishes the mage, the old man dissipates into dust and vanishes. The scene shifts to Leos and his party engaged in combat with a dragon. Amidst the battle, Leos reflects on their quest, from their persistent hunger to the party's sluggishness. Despite the peril, Leos remains determined to assist his companions in gathering supplies once they defeat the dragon. However, their plans are disrupted when Leos' sister is unexpectedly seized by the dragon's jaws. In a desperate move, she casts a spell to whisk Leos and the rest of the party away from imminent danger. Suddenly, Leos' female elf comrade rushes over to check on him, concern etched on her features. She questions the whereabouts of Phelan, Leos' sister. Leos grimly informs her that the dragon devoured Phelan, speculating that her protective spell couldn't reach her in time. Determined to rescue Phelan, Leos asserts his intention, but the elf reminds him of their financial constraints and depleted inventory, aside from their current gear. Their conversation is interrupted by Chilchuck, another party member, who reveals that 2 members have tendered their resignations, presenting Leos with their letters of departure. Deep in thought, Leos contemplates the reasons behind his comrade's departure, pondering the exorbitant costs associated with raiding missions, party members, gear, and provisions. He wonders if they could afford cheaper alternatives by selling their current gear, but Chilchuck doubts its feasibility. Suggesting they table the discussion for later, the elf urges the group to prioritize securing food. Together, they explore a nearby town. Lost in contemplation over their dwindling resources, the elf girl is startled when Leos unexpectedly requests both her and Chilchuck to leave the party. Determined to rescue Phelan, Leos proposes selling their gear and embarking on a solo mission to raid the dragon's dungeon. Despite Leos' conviction, the elf girl and Chilchuck are skeptical of his plan, deeming it reckless for him to tackle the dungeon alone. However, Leos outlines the advantages of his solo endeavor. Ultimately, the elf girl and Chilchuck manage to persuade Leos to allow them to accompany him. Resolving to retrieve food from the dungeon, Leos leads the group into its depths, cautioning them about the presence of various monsters and the ecosystem of herbivores and carnivores within. As they venture deeper into the dungeon, Leos proposes hunting monsters for sustenance. However, the elf girl expresses concerns about the safety and potential health risks of consuming dungeon monsters. Suddenly, they encounter another group fleeing from a mushroom creature. Leos swiftly attacks the creature and assures the elf girl and Chilchuck that it can be transformed into a delicious dish, explaining the concept of open spaces within dungeons for adventurers and merchants. Leos provides insight into the dungeon's structure and its potential for exploration and profit. Once home to catacombs, this space was integrated into the dungeon 6 years ago, transforming into a bustling hub ever since. As Leos contemplates the origins of dungeon monsters, he dispatches a scorpion, pondering the existence of the Golden Country. Finding a vacant spot, our heroes settle down, and Leos prepares a meal from the mushroom and scorpion. However, his attempt to sample the cooked scorpion leaves him feeling unwell. Their meal is interrupted by the arrival of a gentleman who offers to demonstrate the proper method of preparing the scorpion and mushroom for consumption. As the gentleman adds ingredients that unsettle Marcel, she engages in a heated argument with him. Amidst the commotion, a slime creature descends from the ceiling, landing on Marcel's head. Unable to use her magic, Marcel succumbs to the slime beast's attack, meeting a tragic end. The gentleman swiftly intervenes, saving Marcel from the slime creature's attack, and proceeds to dissect it, sharing anatomical insights with Leos. Revealing his expertise in cooking and studying dungeon creatures for the past decade, the gentleman prepares the slime for consumption. Following the meal, the gentleman introduces himself as Senshi. Leos introduces his companions and explains their quest to rescue Phelan from the formidable red dragon. Senshi recognizes the dragon and imparts crucial information to aid Leos in their mission. Eager to join forces, Senshi eagerly anticipates the prospect of crafting a meal from the red dragon. As the group ventures to the dungeon's second floor, Leos provides the audience with insights into its terrain and inhabitants. As they journey onward, Marcel's hunger resurfaces, yet she adamantly refuses to consume meals containing unsavory monster ingredients. The group encounters a Baracelia flower, prompting Leos to elucidate its uses and origins to his companions. Determined to rid them of the threat, Marcel attempts to vanquish the flowers with a spell, but finds herself ensnared by their vines. To her horror, one of the parasitic Baracelia regurgitates a man's corpse, sending Marcel into a panic. Leos rushes to Marcel's aid, freeing her from the vines while offering further insights into the Baracelia species. With the group's safety restored, they establish a base on the dungeon's second floor. Senshi, showcasing his culinary skills, prepares a fruit tart dish for them to sample. After enjoying the meal, they deliberate on what to do with the man's corpse, ultimately deciding to hang it near a tree in hopes that someone will discover and dispose of it. Reflecting on the unforgiving nature of the dungeon, where survival often hinges on a ruthless eat or be eaten mentality, Leos closes his monster guide and gazes somberly at the man's lifeless form as the episode draws to a close. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for upcoming episodes. Cheers!